Welcome, Retirement Easy. I'm Chuck, and this is a model making video. This is part 2 of building the Tamiya M41 Bulldog tank. And in this video, I'm going to be priming the pieces, and then I'm going to be painting the pieces, and then I'm going to be detail painting the pieces, and we'll see how long that takes, but hopefully I'll be gluing this all together by the end of this video. All right, so I'm going to start with priming first. And first off, I've got my airbrush. Airbrush is set up right here. Nothing special, just some cheap stuff I bought on Amazon. And then my paint booth, which has a nice light and also has a fan. But in order to get that to work, we have this. We're going to put it out this window. If I can move the curtains out of the way. So just basically lift up here and you stick this out the window and you push down on the window, and there you go. So the exhaust comes out of here, which this is a little sketchy here, but it does work when you set it up right. And then I have a fan. You hear there. Goes, and I got a filter back there, filter any paint, and this works pretty good. I've been using it for a year now, and it's working really good. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to prime this in, I'm going to do gray. And this has been sitting for a few months, so I've been shaking it really good to get the stuff off the bottom here. And then I'm going to do like a 70% primer, 30% airbrush thinner. And I use Vallejo here as well. And then I also will just put a few drops of this in this airbrush flow improver as well, just trying to get things moving. A couple of drops of that in there. Turn our airbrush on. It's going there. All right, I'm going to put a So there you go. Finished with this this model, this tank model, the Tamiya M41 Bulldog. I think I originally said in the first video, part 1 video, that this was maybe a level 3 out of 5, but I think it's more like a level 2, where to me a level 1 would be like a snap together. So this was a pretty straightforward model for any beginner. So it was great for me to get back in after being away from model making for four months. It was nice to go back and do this pretty easy. The hardest thing I ever have on any of these tank models is these doggone little step things, you know. There's just no holes to stick in. You got to kind of hold them there and let them dry, you know. Those are the toughest. But I'm done. I am done with this guy as far as the model portion of this. I'm thinking about what I can do for diorama. So you can see from the paint video that I primed it with gray, and I painted it with a US dark green, which on that gray primer kind of lightened it a little bit. And then I've painted the tracks kind of as if they just came out of the factory, silver, and then put the decals on, which in some of them the decals was a struggle on a couple of these for me, but they're on there. They're good. I think it looks pretty good as is, you know, just to display like this. But we'll have to see. I have to think of something for a diorama, because the last one I did, the patent tank, I did it and I put it on some like gravel, and well, go look at that video if you want to see that, or go check my pictures on Instagram. And so that's the big question right now. Do I do a part 3 video and do a diorama or not? I'm thinking. If you have any ideas, let me know. I did do, like I always do, I do investigation, look at pictures, try to find some pictures. These figures that came with this, they look very much like World War II figures. Especially, you know, this guy and the two that I didn't put together. I didn't mess with the ground guys, the grunts. They look like World War II figures, but if you look at the history of this, the U.S. didn't start making these until like 1944, I think. So if they did make it into World War II, it was very minimal, if at all. But they did do a lot in the Korean War, and especially in the Vietnam War, they were there as well. In fact, I read a story about a bunch of these, like 20 or 30 or more, I can't remember the exact number, but quite a bunch of these were given to the South Vietnamese Army, and they were trained on them. And there was a big tank battle between the South Vietnamese and the North Vietnamese, and of course the North Vietnamese had the Soviet tanks. I did some research on this, so I don't know. I don't have a lot of pictures of, you know, South Korean war pictures of this tank going on, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just do a simple one like I did with the patent tank, where I'll just set it in some woods with a tree or something like that, and something simple like that just to display it. But it was a good build. I do recommend this for anybody. It did go together really good. This top, you can take it off. I didn't glue anything down. You can spin it and take it off. This bottom part that goes with this part, I don't know the actual terms, but it snapped in pretty well, and there was hardly any gap. I didn't really have to do a whole lot. I did seam it a little, put some glue there, and then held it down to seam it, and it was fine. So I'm happy with this. I'm happy, and I don't know if I want to mess it up with rust paint and mud and stuff or not. We'll think about it. But I'm done. It was fun. If you want to start model making, I recommend this one. This one's a good one. The good thing about doing tanks, or really any military models, I would say, is you can't F them up. You can't mess them up. I was doing cars, my first couple of model builds last year, 2024. I did some cars. Those are tough because, you know, you got to get the gloss on the shine, and I couldn't get the shine on the cars to work well with it. Whereas these, flat black, flat green, and then you can just mess them up with mud and stuff, and it works great. Doesn't matter. I recommend this model if you're getting into models. Good model to start with. Thanks for watching. This was fun. I'm back into model building now, although I heard a rumor that my middle son may be moving back in with us. and taking the room where my model making stuff is. So I'll have to find another place to move my desk to. So, but you know, glad they need our help, and we're glad to be there and help them when they need it. Thanks for watching. I'm Chuck. This has been Retirement Ain't Easy. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, which might be a right hip surgery video. We'll have to see. All right, thanks. Peace.